In this video, I wanted to focus on a particular question that was asked by one of the viewers around the role of carnivore diet, and they had made the observation that going for a carnivore diet had helped fibromyalgia patients hugely, and there were anecdotal reports of such diets making a massive difference. I wanted to use this video to probably talk a little bit about the nutrition aspects around fibromyalgia, and in general what my views are around nutrition in the management of pain itself. This is something that is very close to my heart, and the reason we talk more about nutrition these days is that in conditions like fibromyalgia especially, we know that the immune system is dysregulated. Indeed, the central sensitization that happens in fibromyalgia is a combination of the interaction between the immune system and the nervous system, both of which get highly sensitized. So when it comes to immune system, we know that 80 to 90% of our immune cells are in and around the gut. Indeed, they form part of the second brain, as it were, which is essentially that understanding that the number of nerve cells and immune cells in and around the gut is almost second in comparison to the number of nerve cells and immune cells in the brain. That's why it's called the second brain. A lot of activity and function happens from the second brain and the gut area, and that's why the immune system is capable of being modulated if you can actually influence what you eat, because what you eat, when you eat, how much you eat is going to have an impact on the ecosystem of your gut, i.e. the microbiome. And the microbiome, which is like the combined amount of all the microorganisms, the bacteria, the viruses, the parasites, the various things that live in our gut and on us, they and their genes together is called the microbiome. And that gene combination, the chemicals that the microbiome releases in response to the food that we eat, that is actually informing our immune system, which is just there on the other side. And it's this interaction between the immune system of our body and the genes and the various cells of the microorganisms in the intestine that forms, and that connection can be influenced by what we eat. Once I've established that baseline, I'd like you to take away the fact that as long as your food is predominantly a whole food, plant-based, or at least a anti-inflammatory diet, then that is likely to be most useful and probably something that has got least processed foods. Now the jury is out on whether it needs to be predominantly plant-based, or can people have purely the old Paleolithic carnivore kind of diet there. I don't want to get into the deep intricacies of the science in there. I think there are people who can strongly say for and against, but I'm of the opinion that it shouldn't matter much on the specific kind of pure plant-based or only carnivore-based, as long as you can make sure that it contains very little processed foods, as long as it is predominantly whole, as long as it is going to be fairly fresh, and you're going to have it with other people. So you have the social support system in place, you have the time that you eat, you don't compromise on other aspects like hydration or sleep, then I think any of these diets can make a difference. Ultimately, in fibromyalgia, that kind of a condition, I've had patients having great benefit from low histamine diet. I've had patients who've had really good benefit from a purely plant-based diet, and I've had patients who have benefited from a carnivore or a predominantly meat-based diet as well. So I don't think there is a clear answer right now in science to say one is better than the other. But what is clear is that it needs to be as little unprocessed food, and it needs to be combined with all the other things I talk for fibromyalgia. So I wouldn't just stay on one particular diet, but I would want you to embrace the other elements of calming the nervous and immune system down, which is required in fibromyalgia. I hope this has been useful for you, and I've not displeased anyone who's got strong dietary views on that front. But if so, I'm sorry, but I think that's what's most helpful for the patient. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this. I look forward to your feedback on this part here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it of value. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel and click on the bell button to be notified when the next video comes along.